John Meredith has committed to the University of Texas, making him Texas's highest rated cornerback commit in over 15 years. Let's talk about what this means for UT, what this means for Meredith, what this means for college football after the bumper. What's up, kid folk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, a college football podcast, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. Do you believe that John Meredith is just the rich getting richer at Texas, or he is an absolute game changer for Will Muschamp's defense in the future? I tend to believe it's the latter. Now, for those of y'all that are actually new to this show, you'll know that I come up rooting for the team in Norman, Oklahoma, right? Which makes me a natural adversary for the team in Austin, Texas. But I be calling it good when it's good, and John Meredith is real good, guys. It's not just that he is 6'2", 175 with room to grow. It's not hard for me to see him getting to 6'3", 200 and still retaining his speed, his power, his prowess. It's that he has tremendous technique and tremendous ability in a system that I didn't know anybody else was going to be running and have the courage to run other than Will Muschamp, since Nick Saban has decided to hang it up and just go into doing what I do for a living, which is talking about college football. But John Meredith is a 21-second 200-meter sprinter. At 6'2", 175, that's absolutely flying. Genuinely flying. The heavier you are, the harder it is to run that sort of distance at that sort of weight. It also means that the number one player in the state of Texas is also staying in the state of Texas. It also means the number two player overall and number one player at his position is committed to Texas. And that's no small thing. Again, it's one of those things. If I'm looking at a 5-star plus guy, according to On3, I'm already doing the evaluation for how much it's going to cost anybody to go get him. And there's only a few players in this field, right? We're really talking about perhaps 15 to 25 teams total that can afford to get a John Meredith out of high school and are already wanting to play that guy right away. Getting him to commit in June, heading into his senior year, is no mean feat, because you also look at some of the other guys that have been rated number one cornerbacks, and the list is kind of staggering. Like there's some misses in there, right? But at least in college, Jeff Okudah was a dude. Now getting to the Detroit Lions, okay. Patrick Surtain was a dude. Marlon Humphrey was a dude. And Texas hasn't had one of those guys on the defensive side of the ball in quite some time. Again, it's been 15 years since Texas had a recruit this highly rated on that defensive side of the ball. Now, we can talk about what Arch Manning might have done for this program, but I'm also looking at some of the guys that they were able to, just let go. Quintravion Wisner, CJ Baxter, DeAndre Moore. And then what you have to replace, like Anthony Hill's off to the NFL, but Colin Simmons is going to be an absolute dude. The only thing that I think really sucks about this for us is that we don't really get to see John Meredith with some of these other guys that we know are absolute studs. But it's not as if Texas has been bad in the secondary either. I mean, they've been really good about how they evaluate, especially in the Pete Kwiatkowski era. Now we're getting into Will Muschamp era. But it was falling off to a degree, right? They didn't make the college football playoff in part because they couldn't keep a lid on the defense, and losing to a 3-9 Florida team isn't going to help you. You're also talking about a program that is very proud and has been looking to win the national championship going away for some time now. Between Oklahoma and Texas, it's kind of been up and down the last decade. I mean, as bad as Texas has been at times, Oklahoma's still 0-5 in the college football playoff. But this gets them closer to where they want to be, which is also where this kind of gets interesting for me as I look at the 2027 rankings, and Oklahoma's still right up there, recruiting with the best of them. And it also means that you're not totally giving up on your high school football recruiting. I know that Steve Sarkisian really loves to recruit out of high school, and He's going to try to keep as many of those players on with, loyalty clauses and contracts that pay them for producing and staying at the University of Texas. It's also one of these ideas that I don't think we really talked through enough. When a high school football player is choosing to commit and or sign with a major college football program, I think at this level, 5-star and up, we have to start thinking about the deal being one that keeps them there for 2-3 years, right? 3 years, I think, for the most part. Now, annual contracts and what they are. But I'm less inclined to start entertaining the transfer portal for players that don't play quarterback who are highly rated coming out of high school. I think you're getting to understand that your development and nucleus is going to be that high school part. And you're still wanting to use transfers to kind of fill gaps. It's just you got more gaps sometimes to fill than you have places for developmental players. John Meredith is not a developmental player, right? John Meredith is a guy that can play tomorrow anywhere he wants to. Now, does he put Texas over the top in a couple of years? Well, honestly, I think the Texas should have been over the top last year and should be over the top this year. We always talk about Texas being back because Texas has always been able to recruit like this. Now, again, John Meredith is the highest rated recruit they get in this position or like it in 15 years. But Arch Manning is another guy I would point to, and CJ Baxter just didn't pan out, had that ACL tear. And I think that Will Muschamp has energized the defense and the defensive recruiting in a really great way. Texas fans were actually way out in front on this. They were the first to go, oh, no, we got our guy back. We got one of them dudes that we really love, who understands us, going to coach you hard, doesn't care about how much you're getting paid, and wants you to be great, but he's not giving you anything. Says a lot that John Meredith wants to play for a guy like Will Muschamp, and it is a tremendous win for him and Mark Orphy, because I wasn't quite sure that the shall we say, cheery disposition that is Will Muschamp was going to play well with high-dollar recruits, because you don't have to talk to them as if you are the end-all, be-all anymore. I mean, I'll never forget Cale Gundy telling me about how he got Adrian Peterson to come to Oklahoma instead of A&M. He says, hey, look, you can go there, but we're going to beat you. So if you want to go there and get beat, that's great. But if you come here, just know we're going to beat everybody. And to some degree, Cale Gundy was right. That 03-04 teams just didn't want to see no LSU or USC, right? And as far as the Big 12, unparalleled, unmatched. But that's what you're selling if you're Will Muschamp to a guy like John Meredith. You can go to Bama. You can go to LSU. You can go to Ohio State. You can go somewhere else, but we're going to beat you. And I think as you look around, the thing that is getting in the way of other programs, money, ain't getting in the way over there at Texas. It is about evaluation. It is about getting exactly who you say you want to get. And then let's just see how good you might be. Again, I'm bullish on Texas. I think this is tremendous for them. I think that John Meredith can be a shutdown corner and or a guy that takes the ball out of the air. He can be as good as Pat Surtain II was at Alabama. You still got to develop him. He still got to grow up a little bit. But all of the tools that you want to have in a number one corner that is playing cover 3, match coverage, he has. He can run deep. He can go shallow. He's going to be able to keep a lid on the defense, and nobody's going to outrun him. He's going to be able to stay with your dig route. He's going to be able to cut on the ball. He's going to be able to read the quarterback's eyes, and he's going to give himself time to do what is necessary. And I love that so much, man. I like a defensive player who is speed and athleticism enough to be out there thinking on his feet, and John Meredith is out there thinking on his feet. Goodness me, man. Texas. Go be great, dog. Go be great.